When you record a macro, code is actually written. And let's have a look at the code behind the two macros that we just created, the macro called address and the macro called today. To view the code, on the Developers tab, you could click the Macros button, and here's all the macros that we've created in this file. You could choose Address, and you could click Edit. That would be one way to get to your code. That then takes you to what they call the VBE, and that's what this is. This is the Visual Basic Editor, hence VBE. When you're in the Visual Basic Editor, you can in fact see your macros, and you can see that they're written in a language called Visual Basic for Applications. This particular sub-procedure here, called address, is our address macro, and this sub-procedure here, called today, is our today macro. Anything that's green means that it's preceded with an apostrophe, and basically it's a comment. And so it's not actually a command or a statement or an action that the macro performs, it's just comments that you can add to your code. For example, I could take this extra apostrophe out, and I could remove this particular line here and edit it in any way that I want. I could put by, designed by Cathi Barker on a separate line, and just close the gap and tidy things up a little bit. I could also edit the comments in this particular sub-procedure or subroutine. So I'll delete that and tidy things up a little. The statements here are the actions you perform. Let's have a look at this address macro, for example. And these are relative statements too. Basically, the first statement says in the active cell, Software Solutions has been typed, and that is text, so it appears in double quotes. And then here, the offset statement, if I delete the comma and insert the comma, is saying I've offset myself one row and 0 columns. Notice how row goes bold and then columns goes bold as I click. So if I've offset myself one row and 0 columns, it means I've gone down one and I've typed Bushy Park. I've then gone down one and I've put Pies Par Road, and it basically records me going down and typing. This statement here says that the entire column was auto-fitted, and that's a best fit, so the column width was adjusted. This here is a -6, which means I went back up 6 rows, back up 6 rows. And here I turned the bold on, and then again I adjusted the width of the column. So I didn't need to adjust the width of the column here. I might just take that line out because I'm already doing it here. So you can delete statements. And then I've gone down 6 rows and I've stopped. End sub. So a macro is a sub-procedure or a subroutine. A macro starts with a sub and ends with an end sub. After the sub is a space and the actual name of the macro. And that's why you're not allowed spaces in the name of the macro. There's very clear rules. This particular macro here, for example, in the active cell, will actually put in a function equals now, and then the format, and you can see it here, is applied to the selection. And then the sub-procedure or the macro is ended. Now I can see there's 2 macros here, but I know that there's more macros in this file. If you have what's called the Project Explorer on the left-hand side, you'll see that there are a number of modules, possibly. Because I have more macros, they're actually stored in Module 1, so I'll double-click Module 1, and there's my other macros. There's my macro that I use to see the detailed view. And again, I can take out any excess lines. This one here is my macro to see the summary view. This macro here is what I recorded to do the quarterly view. This macro gives my Kawido records, and this one my total records. This macro here, or save procedure, shows just the total on my records and filters them. And this macro here shows all records. So to move between the modules, I can double click module 2 and I can double click module 1. Now why the macros are in two separate modules is because I've closed the file. When I was recording these first macros, they all went into module 1. But as soon as I closed the file and went back in again, any new macros that are created in a new module. And you have to double click to see them. Now if you don't have the Project Explorer on the left hand side here and therefore can't see the modules and therefore can't double click them to move between them, you may have to go to View and turn on the Project Explorer, or Control R. And for example, if I close this, I can't see them, and if I go View and turn on the Project Explorer, they're back again. But ultimately, to get out of the Visual Basic VBE, the Visual Basic Editor, you want to hit the X in the top right corner to get out of here, and you'll return to seeing Excel. So that's how you view your code. This is another way of Visual Basic that you can get to the Visual Basic Editor as well. And again, close to get back to your code.